G'day church, Pastor Greg here, and I just wanted to try and reach out to you and kind of give you an update on what's happening and what's coming ahead in regards to Lift Church. I first want to say that we really do miss seeing your faces and just being with you, even though we can't quite gather regularly or as a large group or as a church at the moment. It's been crazy, and I have to say, as a pastor, this has been really tough for me because one thing I love doing is being around people, and this COVID thing has, put a dampener on those things. But I do hope and pray that your family is doing well and you're safe. And I do look forward to when we can gather in a more meaningful way, not just on Zoom, or I don't want to just see all your Facebook and Instagram posts, but I want to, smell your bad breath and hang out with you. Anyways, I want to give you a bit of an update with what we're doing with church. Obviously, for the month of August, we're not going to be meeting in this building, and probably in September would look the same, and potentially for the rest of the year. Who knows what is going to happen, but the reality is, and I think we're all starting to understand, that this is not going to be a quick solution. This might be a long haul, so we want to make plans for that. So we're going to continue our online services and gathering online each week, and while the government permits, we'll have some host homes where up to 20 people can gather. So if you're interested in participating with those, we'd love for you to do that. But if you're not feeling unwell or sick, please definitely stay home with all of those sorts of things. I want to give some clarity, or just not transparency, but just some update in regards to our finances. One thing that we really try and pride ourselves on and honor is stewarding your giving and my giving, stewarding the tithes and offerings that come to Lift Church, because that's how we pay our rent and pay our bills and pay salaries and give to missions and do all sorts of things like those sorts of things. So I want to give you an update a bit. We're continuing to support ministries throughout the Hunter region and across our nation. So we continue to do that through our giving. But the reality is, our finances are down and have been down. I'm thankful for the government's JobKeeper that's keeping us afloat and paying rent and doing those sorts of things. So I'm really thankful for that. But our finances have been down. Less people tithing and things, but it does mean, if we are no longer going to meet, potentially for the rest of the year in this building, it does bring up the question of paying rent to a building that we're not using. The good thing is, for us as a church, we are in a month-to-month lease, so we don't have a long-term lease that we're stuck in. And so just this week, I've started conversations with our landlord. We're going to talk with our board, and we're just going to talk about, the idea of, okay, what if we don't use this building, it doesn't make sense to pay rent for it. So we're investigating that. So I want you just to be in prayer about that for us, and just know that we're talking about what we can do with those finances and stewarding them the very best that we can. A couple of updates with some upcoming events. We talked about we're going to have at the end of this month a church bonfire on the 29th of August. Well, we are going to postpone that event, and we might move it to later in the year. It doesn't make sense at the moment to plan and bring a whole bunch of people together around a fire and have a bonfire, but be socially distancing. How does that work? So it's just some impracticalities of that. So we're going to postpone that. Our church camp, which is scheduled for the end of September, at the moment is still going ahead, but we'll just see what happens with that. I'll give you more information as we know more. It's so hard to plan at the moment because from week to week things change. But at the moment, we're planning for that, so we'll just see with that. But the last thing I want to share is something that I'm really excited about. For the last month or so, we have been meeting with a group of leaders each Monday night from Lift Church, just discussing the possibilities of what church is going to look like post-COVID. I think everyone believes that it's going to look different. We're not going to go back to the same normal in general. So what is church going to look like in a post-COVID world? Well, we're having discussions about that, and seeing how we can still reach our mission and vision, which we are super clear about and have never been more focused on. We want to see transformed lives, families and communities. We want to see authentic followers of Christ developed using their God-given gifts to reach and serve others. And so we're clear about that. But we've had some discussions each Monday night, and it's been really challenging and good. And I believe God is doing something in the midst of this situation and causing us as the church to say, God, what are you up to? We want to be part of what you're up to next. And I think there is a next for us at Lift Church, and it'll be exciting. So just stay tuned, stay flexible. Keep your eyes on God, keep your eyes and your faith directed ahead. And I really pray a blessing over you and your family. I pray that you would continue to engage with our church and our series online as we walk through the book of Acts. I'm actually just learning more and more, and it's been fantastic, and I look forward to it each week. The discussions that we're having are really rich, and it's really just helping me grow personally. I really hope and believe that it's doing the same for you. But again, we love you. We pray a blessing upon you, and God's smile and countenance would shine upon you. And we just pray a blessing over you and your family. We love you. Take care. We'll see you soon.